Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into the world of society management apps, and we're going to do it through the lens of a platform called SocietyWaley. If you're on a society committee, you know the challenges, you know the headaches. So what are the really critical questions you should be asking before you even think about signing up for a platform like this? Let's find out. Okay, let's jump right in. We've broken this down into 5 key areas that you'll want to understand. We'll kick things off with a big one, money and commitment. Then we'll see what's in it for the residents and, of course, how it helps you, the committee. After that, we'll get into setup and security, and finally, we'll look at the whole ecosystem of vendors and staff. First things first, right? Let's talk about the bottom line. What's this actually going to cost your society? And maybe, more importantly, what kind of long-term commitment are you signing up for? Let's get straight to it. This is probably the #1 concern, isn't it? That fear of getting stuck in a long-term contract that just doesn't work out and you can't get out of it. So, if you sign up, are you locked in for the long haul? Well, the answer seems to be a very clear and simple no. Their model doesn't involve a binding long-term contract. The whole idea is that you'll keep using the platform because you find it valuable, not because some piece of paper says you have to. This philosophy is also why they say they don't charge transaction fees on their main services. Okay, so if there's no long-term contract and no recurring platform fees, what's the catch? There has to be some cost to get everything set up and running for your society, right? What's that initial investment look like? And yes, there is. It's a single, one-time onboarding fee. It is not a subscription. The price tag can be anywhere from 10,000 to 50,000 rupees, and that all depends on the size of your society. But the key thing to remember here is it's a one-and-done cost. No sneaky reoccurring platform fees down the road. All right, we've covered the cost, but for any of this to actually work, the people who live in your community, your residents, have to be on board. They have to want to use it. So let's switch gears and ask, what's in it for them? I mean, let's be real. Why would your residents download another app? What makes this better than the WhatsApp group you already have? Or just, paying bills the old-fashioned way? Well, it looks like there are a few very specific perks. So looking at these benefits, it seems like the strategy is a mix of things. You've got direct financial rewards, like that 2% cashback. That's a clear win. Then there are features aimed at building a stronger, safer community, like a private chat and an internal marketplace. And finally, it tackles those everyday frustrations that can drive people crazy, like parking. You know that little convenience fee that pops up when you pay bills online? We all hate it. It really adds up. So when it's time to pay society maintenance dues through the app, is there a way for residents to dodge those extra charges? And here's their clever workaround for that fee problem. It's all about partnerships with certain banks. By offering special credit cards right inside the app, they can completely waive those transaction fees for residents. It creates this neat little loop where the user saves money on fees and also gets that 2% cash back. It's a pretty smart incentive. Okay, that's the residents covered. But let's be honest, a society management app has to make life easier for you, the committee members who are volunteering all that time and effort. So what specific tools does this platform give you to actually streamline your work? It looks like you get this powerful central dashboard. Think of it as your mission control. From here, you can handle all your communications, plan events, and send out notifications. It also has a full-blown system for managing your society's employees and their payroll. And maybe best of all, it automates the really tedious stuff like sending out maintenance bills and calculating late fees. Now, let's talk about the flow of money. This is a huge deal for any society treasurer. When a resident pays their maintenance bill through the app, where does that money actually go? And how quickly does it land in the society's bank account? The system is built to be direct. The money goes straight from the resident to the society's bank account. It doesn't sit in some third-party account in limbo. And it's fast. We're talking T+2, which means you get the funds just 2 business days after the transaction. Plus, if you use their partner bank, the whole process is free of any collection fees for the society. Okay, let's get practical for a minute. How do you actually get your entire society set up on the platform? And once they're all in, how does the system work to keep your community and your data secure? The whole process is designed to be simple, but more importantly, it puts the committee in the driver's seat. First, the committee gets the society onboarded. Then you share a private link with all your residents. They use that link to sign up, but, and this is the critical part, they don't get access right away. You, the committee, have to approve every single member. No one gets in without your say-so. And what's really interesting here is the speed. They claim the initial setup for the whole society takes just 5 to 10 minutes. After that, each resident can get registered in about a minute. When you do the math, they're saying you can get an entire society fully up and running in about half an hour. That is pretty fast. Now for the million-dollar question for any gated community. What about security at the main gate? We all know how pre-approval is supposed to work, but what happens in the real world when a delivery person or a guest just shows up unannounced? The platform's rule on this is simple and, well, absolute. No digital approval means no entry. Period. The goal here is to create a totally digital security bubble around the society, where the app is the one and only key, eliminating any confusion or gray areas at the gate. All right, for our last section, let's zoom out and look at the big picture. A society is more than just residents and a committee, right? You've got guards, maintenance staff, local vendors. How does this platform bring all of those different people into one single managed system? The vendor system is pretty flexible. First, you can bring your existing trusted providers, the local milkman or the vegetable seller you've used for years, right onto the platform. Second, it offers a marketplace of other pre-vetted vendors from around the area. But that brings up a really important question. Who decides which vendors get to serve your residents? And the answer is, you do. The model gives 100% of the control to the Society Committee. You can see all the potential vendors, both old and new, and you have to personally approve them before they even show up as an option for your residents. It puts vendor management completely in your hands. So, there you have it. We've walked through the key questions about this platform, the one-time cost, the benefits for both residents and the committee, and its approach to security and vendor control. We've laid out all the answers they provide. The final question really is for you and your committee to consider. What do these answers mean for your community? Thanks for watching The Explainer.